Hi, and welcome back to City of Bristol Junior Water Polo land sessions during lockdown 2021. We're going to do a little shoulder, upper back, shoulder warm up, and then we are going to do a bulwark session. Okay, the shoulder and upper back workout can be done at any time, assuming you've done a little bit of a ramp warm up, just get your heart rate up. The idea of this video is I'm going to give you a short explanation and a short demonstration of each exercise. You can then pause the video when you're watching this and then complete the exercise yourself. I'm not going to do the exercises for the whole duration. I'd expect you guys to just follow the instructions and complete it in your own time. Okay, so assuming that we've already done our round warm-up, we're going to start today with just a few gentle arm swings, because this session is going to be focusing on our shoulders and our upper back stability. Okay, so when we do get back in the water, we are able to start to play water polo again without picking up any injuries. It's really important through all of these movements, especially if you've been sat on a computer, okay, for school and lessons and things, is that we start off by keeping our neck and our shoulders in a nice relaxed position with our shoulders back, so we have good posture, natural arch in our back, and we use our glutes throughout all of these exercises for stability. Okay, so we're just going to start off with some arm swings. It's really important that we get full range of movement in our shoulders once we've done a few gentle ones first. So just going to go forward and back. Okay, once you've done one arm, shake everything nice and loose, reset your posture. I'm going to go with the other arm. Forwards and back. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go both at the same time. We can go opposite directions like this. We can go same direction. It's okay. Just get everything flowing through our shoulders. Hopefully, if you've done your ramp warm up, you have also done some of your band warm up as well, which is on a separate video. Okay, so hopefully just after a few arm swings, we should be ready to go into some more intense exercises. Okay, so we need to get our band again, and we're going to repeat those W shape to Y shape extensions. Okay, so W to Y. So elbows tucked in by the side, so we look like a count of W's, and then arms stretched out to make a capital Y shape. Okay, if we're doing this from the side, we're pushing back at 45-degree angle. Okay, keeping our neck and our shoulders in a nice relaxed position. Okay, not tightening up our neck and our shoulders. Okay, and we're going to go for about 10 or 15 of those. Okay, once you've done 10 or 15 of those, we are then going to go to our band pull aparts, and these are as simple as they sound. You just wrap the band up, okay, so it's just wider than the shoulder width apart, and all we're going to do is just play around by pulling the band apart. What we're looking to do here is use our shoulder blades, okay, to really pull that band, squeeze our shoulder blades in. We're going to try and keep our arms fairly straight, and we're just going to play around all different angles, okay, different heights. Okay, and we go for about 20 of these. Okay, we're just keeping those shoulder blades squeezing back behind us as we open up our chest. Let's say all different angles, all different heights. If you do not have a band, okay, then what you can do is you can simply do it with your arms outstretched. Okay, thumbs pointing upwards, and all we do is pulsing those arms back. Okay, pulling those arms apart at all different angles. Okay, if you want to make that harder, you can lie on the floor, so your stomach is flat on the floor, and you're doing the same, putting your arms back, squeezing those shoulder blades behind you. Okay, now we've done our band work and we've done those band pull aparts, we're going to do some round the world. Okay, now I'm going to use a small weight for this. For you guys who don't have a weight handy, you can use a ball or a 1 litre bottle of water, okay, or even a heavy 1.5, 2 litre bottle of water, or something that weighs even a can of baked beans or a can of soup. Okay, We're going to take our weight in both hands just above our chest, and then all we're going to be doing is open up the shoulders and taking the weight around our head. Okay, so we're going around the world, and what we do is really opening up those shoulders and bringing them back through. Okay, just keeping our core tight, engaging our glutes and our stomach muscles. Okay, keeping our neck in a neutral position, nice and relaxed. Okay, we should always be coming back to this position in front of us. Sometimes perhaps I haven't. Come all the way through. Okay, and as you feel that your shoulders and your upper back is really starting to fire, then we can really get some wider motion in that movement through our shoulders. Okay, again, you're going to go for about 10 or 12 of those. Okay, we're getting back to our band. We're going to put one part on the floor. So I'm going to step on that part with my left foot. And so the band comes to the outside of my left foot and into my left hand. Then I'm going to switch to my right hand. And it's just what we call a sword draw. So imagine in an old film, you're pulling a sword, okay, out of its scabbard. Okay, we're just doing from our left hip, but we're using our right arm. We're pulling up and across, okay, up and across. And at the end, we're trying to open up those shoulders, open up that chest, okay? And we're going to end up pretty much in a position where we'd be holding a ball behind us if we were playing water polo, okay? So you're going to go about 10 on each arm, okay? Not too fast, everything's under control, okay? And then once you've done 10, swap so you have the stand with your right foot on the band and the band coming out to the outside of your right foot, band in your left hand, engage your glutes, engage your core, left hip up and around behind you. You might find, I'm a right-hander, so I find the right hand feels a lot more natural than doing this with my left arm above my head, okay? And my right shoulder's coming round, so my left arm isn't as flexible as my right arm is, okay? Because it's not my throwing arm. So I'm going to really concentrate on keeping that right shoulder still and opening up that left shoulder. Okay, shouldn't be arching our back too much. Okay, your back has a natural small arch in it anyway, but we shouldn't be overextending, okay? It's mostly coming from our back and opening up of our chest. Okay, 10 on the right arm, 10 on the left arm. Okay, and the final part of our warm-up for this ball session, this shoulder exercise part, is our sitting prone. So our knees nice and relaxed in a bent position, our back's nice and straight, our shoulders back, our core engaged, and then we're simply going to be pulling back, squeezing those shoulder blades back. So pull back and then squeeze those shoulder blades together. Try not to let your shoulders rise up. Okay, keep your shoulders down, squeeze back. And again, we're going for anything between 10 to 15 of these. As you get stronger in these positions, you might find that 20, okay, is better. Okay, you can play around at different angles as well if you want to, okay, but only up to shoulder level. Okay, and once you've done your 15 or so of those, then we need to grab. Okay, so moving on to the ball session now. So we've done all our warm-up, we've done our band work, we've done our shoulder exercises for about 10 or 15 minutes. Now it's onto the ball, okay? I'm going to use this ball for the demonstration, and then I'm going to switch to a softer ball, okay? I'm quite lucky we're doing up a house at the moment through lockdown, so there's nothing around for me to break, but please check your own environment, make sure that there's nothing that you're going to knock off a shelf or part of the wall or a wall light or something that you're going to break, and there's nothing that you're going to knock over. So make sure where you're throwing this ball is a safe environment to do so. It's probably better to do it outside if you can. Whenever we're doing these ball exercises, what I want you to think about is the ball coming off these middle three fingers whenever you throw the ball, that we involve our wrist, okay, so that our wrist is flexed whenever we're holding the ball, okay, so gravity enables the ball to stay on our wrist, okay. What we don't want to be doing is gripping the ball really tight and having our wrist straight, okay. As you get older and you do more advanced skills and shooting, you want to have that control of that wrist so you can release the ball at different points, okay, and do more with the ball and create more accuracy and more deception in your shot. A tense wrist especially when you're young and you're trying to grip the ball to pick it up, leaves you in a position where you lose a lot of that mobility in your wrist. You also lose speed and power off the ball because that final flick of the wrist will enable you to gain extra power in your shot. So, wrist flex, the ball's going to come off the middle 3 fingers so it's accurate, okay? The thumb and the little finger can hold the ball pretty much by themselves, okay? The underneath of your forearm should always be facing forward when you release the ball, okay? And the wrist should be directly or as close to directly under the ball as possible. So if we're releasing the ball all the time at this angle, then we're going to be losing accuracy. In the same way as if we release the ball all the time at this angle, then we're going to lose accuracy. Our most accurate way of throwing the ball is to rotate the shoulders, bring the ball through, and throw it nice and straight, okay, above with our wrist underneath. As you get older, you will work on variations of your shot to wrap around a defender or to shoot round a blocker this way. But to start with, it's really important we get everything through in a nice straight motion. We're also going to try and follow the ball with that flick of the wrist and engage our core a little bit as we release the ball. Okay, we're also, when it's relevant, we're going to rotate as much as we can. Our hips are far more fixed on land than they are in the water. Okay, so in the water we have a little bit more give. But on land now we're going to really try and rotate when we're throwing the ball, okay, when it's appropriate. Okay. Okay, the next few exercises, okay, we're going to be looking to warm up our rotator cuffs at the top of our shoulder. Okay, so to start with, all we're going to be doing is focusing on just a little push, okay, throwing the ball, but just that rotation from our shoulder. We're then going to open it up to a little rotation and a flick, okay, before we go on to a static standing pass. Okay. For this, you want to get as close to the wall as you possibly can. Okay. And we're just trying to rotate those shoulders for a little flick. Once you've done 20 on each arm, then we're going to take a big step backwards. Okay, and then we're still starting in that strong position. We're just going to rotate and flick through our wrist. Flick through our wrist. Okay, so we're going to try and keep the same rotation part and then flick with our wrist. Try and keep your core engaged as you do this. What to avoid is to let your elbow drop and then flick like you're playing darts. Okay, you want to keep the elbow through and then flick through and flick through and that way. Okay, with your elbow up nice and high. Sometimes it's also good just to give a little push with your legs. That's going to simulate when we throw the ball in the water. That sometimes we do, as the ball comes through, we're going to pull, do a breaststroke leg kick and follow the ball. So sometimes that just simulates that extra movement that you'll get in the water. And finally, we're going to take a step further back. We're going to keep that wrist in the same position, but now we're going to open up our chest a little bit more and rotate. We're going to go through and flip the ball at the end of the thing, at the end of the first shot, for a standing pass. Okay, try and keep your wrist in that flex position so the ball is up for as long as possible while it's behind you after catching the ball. See a lot of players catch the ball and bring it to here to hold. We want to be comfortable holding the ball behind us as much as possible in this position. So our shoulder here is pinched back a little bit. Okay, you're going to do about 10 or 20 passes. Mix up left arm and right arm as you go. Okay, once we've warmed up our shoulders by going through the previous exercises, we're now going to try a little catch and throw. So we're going to set ourselves up in the corner of a room. Okay, we're going to start off in the natural way for a right-hander. Okay, but you're going to alternate this in all directions, left and right hand. So we're going to take the ball back, pass, catch, and throw. Okay, what we're looking for here is still that same wrist position, flex wrist, forearm forward, still that same flick, but now we're getting some rotation through our body. We're still only passing, okay? So we're still only passing, so still pretty gentle on our shoulders. Okay, and then once you've done 20 or so of those, think about an early catch position. So we're going to meet the ball in front of us, rotate to throw. You can do lots of variations with this, both the natural side and the unnatural side, both left and right-handed, okay? One of the things we can do is start to throw in a fake or a dummy. So after we've caught the ball, we're looking to fake the shot, okay? Something I see a lot happen when people fake the shot is they start doing this, okay? And this is not what I do when I shoot. Most of the time when we shoot, we kick up nice and high, we take the ball all the way back behind us, and actually the first part of our shot is just the rotation in our shoulders before we bring the ball through. So what our fake must look like is the start of our shot. Okay, so we raise the goalie up out of the water, and then we can decide whether we're going to pass or whether we're going to continue with that shot, depending on the goalkeeper movement or the blocker's movement. So just holding the ball and doing this, most goalkeepers aren't going to fall for that, because when you do actually shoot, you're going to take the ball back round behind you. So when we're doing our passing and catching drill, we can now add a little rotation from our shoulders, okay? Okay, we can do that from both the other side as well. So we catch the ball up, that little rotation. My shoulders, my elbow and my arm isn't giving a big wild swing around, okay, because I want to be in a position that if the goalie does fall for my fake, or if a blocker moves, that I can still release the ball quite quickly, okay? So I'm up, and I'm in this position, and my fake is mostly the rotation of my upper body, but I'm always in a position where I can still release the ball. Occasionally, you might want to throw in a big fake, but it's got to be the occasional surprise rather than the main fake. Okay, and we can do combinations of all of that as we go through. Okay, so the final one that I'm going to do is I'm going to receive the ball, going to add a fake, 2 fakes, and then throw, catch, receive. Okay, for the next part, we're going to try actually throwing the ball a little bit harder. It's important now that if you are right-handed, okay, that when we kneel down, we have our left knee up. Okay, this is going to simulate the position we're on in the water. When we rotate in the water, our hips will naturally rotate with us. So they're not planted on the ground like they are here. Okay, so we're going to come up, take that ball back. We're going to throw, crunch over a little bit before we throw the ball. Okay, ideally if you're doing this at a wall, then the ball will come back to you. Okay, so you're going to throw down, get the ball back. Okay, shoot down, get the ball back. Shoot down, get the ball back. Okay, if you go left-handed, make sure it's your right knee up. Okay, as you throw the ball down. Okay, do that. We can then add, as we did before. Okay, so the catching off of a different surface. Okay, so catch, first time shot. Catch, add a fake, first time shot. Catch, 2 fakes, shoot. Okay, catch, okay, first time. Catch, quick. Okay, as we go through, try and make sure that we always get that full release and full follow through the ball with our 3 fingers that go through the middle. So one way to make sure that we're releasing the ball correctly is to lie flat on our backs. Okay, put the ball in that position that you normally would, above your head. Okay, and when you release the ball off those 3 fingers, we're going to try and get the ball to go straight up in the air. Okay, straight up. Back to our catching position. If it drops short onto your tummy or even further away from you, then we know we're releasing the ball, okay, at the wrong time. We want to release the ball at the top of our action so it goes nice and flat, straight above us. Okay, it's actually harder to do than it looks to get the ball to go really straight up above you. Okay, back to where your hand is. Okay, and the final thing we're going to practice this time, okay, from Water Power 5 is to receive the ball from the wrong side, okay, and to be able to turn our wrist and play the ball that way. Really useful as a centre forward, or if you're playing on man up, playing as a post attacker, okay, sometimes called a flick on, okay. A flick on suggests we just flick it. What we're actually doing is controlling the ball, turning our wrist and moving. Okay, in the water we do it with a strong kick, meet the ball, kick, turn and shoot, and it just has to happen really quick. So the ball comes in and you move it on. Okay, so rather than flick it, we're controlling it and playing it. Really good exercise to speed up our ball handling. Again, I see lots. So this is a really good exercise to get us comfortable catching and releasing the ball. Okay, really quickly. And you'll find if you're doing it in the corner of a room like this, you actually get used to doing it both ways. So when you catch the ball, turn, pass. Okay, catch the ball, turn your wrist and pass that way. Okay, really, really good skill for playing under pressure. If someone's about to tackle you, being able to shift that ball either to another player or into the goal for a shot. Okay, and because we were practicing that flick of the wrist earlier, okay, we don't have to catch it and take the ball all the way back to get some form of power in our movement. Okay, and the final bit of ball work today, okay, back to a slightly heavier ball. and we're going to learn to spin it on our fingers. So, okay, first of all, palm facing up, put the ball in. What we're looking to do is turn our wrist away from us. Okay, so fingers go away from us. That should generate the spin on the ball. Should also mean that you can roll it up onto your fingers. Okay, might take a few goes, but once you get it on your finger, okay, then the challenge is to keep it going. It's easier with a slightly newer ball. Okay, this one is particularly slippery. Okay, but once you get it on your fingers, you should be able to tap the bottom of it very gently just underneath and keep it going. Good luck. If anyone wants to share a video with us at the club of their longest attempt at spinning the ball on their finger, okay, then please do so. We'll have a little raffle prize at the end of lockdown to see who's managed to complete the longest spinning the ball on their finger. Okay, good luck.